Rabbits.
Rabbit on rabbit. Hello, TV land. I'm Jason.
And I'm Geoffrey.
And together we are the Body Shop.
Welcome.
And Geoffrey has a special hello he'd like to say to somebody.
I'd like to say hello to Stephanie. She introduced herself to me down at Boulevard Park a couple of weeks ago. So she wanted me to say hello. How you doing there? Nice living room. I like that couch.
You know, they could be at work watching this.
You know, why not?
Loafing off. Not really being as productive as you should be.
Couch potatoes.
Because you can't help yourself. You have to watch the Body Shop.
Eating those ding-dongs.
Eating ding-dongs. Well, today we have got a good program for you.
Yes, one that we designed ourselves.
Yep.
And personally, we know people who this workout will really help.
Yeah, that's right. Now, this workout today is designed for people who do not go to the gym, who may have done so in the past or might want to do so in the future, but nonetheless for people who have a set of dumbbells at home. Now, we're not talking about a set of children that you don't like. We're not talking about teenagers here.
Right.
We are, in fact, talking about metal
these things
weights.
Yeah.
Like this, a dumbbell.
It's a dumbbell.
Now, I know a lot of people at home are going to have the kinds of dumbbells that are not molded like this, but instead you have the kind with weights that screw off or slide on or whatever.
Right.
Doesn't really matter.
The Sears Special.
The Sears Special. It doesn't really matter what kind you have. Hopefully, though, you will have a number of different weights, whether it's ones that you can switch the weight on or just a whole bunch of different molded ones.
Now, what this program will do for you is it will show you exercises for your biceps and triceps that you can do at home, and you don't necessarily have to go to the gym.
Exactly, yeah. So this is for people who might want to get bigger arms or slightly smaller arms that are more toned.
Tone them up, little strength exercises for you.
Yep, if you're having trouble cracking the egg on the bowl in the morning, when you're trying to make scrambled eggs.
Right, buttering your toast can be really difficult.
Open a new milk carton.
Yeah, or pulling apart the Ziploc bag.
If there are people like Geoffrey hanging around in your yard late at night and you want to chase them off.
Or Jason who just hangs out in your house. And doesn't belong there.
I don't belong there, but I might be there anyway. This afternoon when you get home, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Opening your milk carton.
Listen, we're going to have some viewer mail for you later on in the show. And
sent to us by genuine viewers.
Yes.
Real viewers, just like you. And we were going to have Dr. Miriam Shapiro on the show today, but she just called in moments ago that she was sick. Let's have a moment of silence for Dr. Miriam Shapiro. Okay.
That's nice.
Yep, that's nice. So, we hope you feel better, Miriam.
Yeah, we'll get you next week, though. Trust us.
That's right. But we're charging, what now, $65 an hour for people who don't make their appointments?
Right.
Yeah.
$65
an hour.
That's not a bad deal.
So, Miriam, we suggest that you make it here for the next show.
Right. And... Let me think. Is there anything else
for those of you who haven't seen the show before, it's the Body Shop, and we're a show about fitness, oftentimes about bodybuilding and weightlifting.
Right.
We encourage you to eat as well as you possibly can to get a full complement of aerobic exercise along with the weightlifting that we show you. We want to make sure that you warm up and stretch out adequately before and after every workout. And we accept donations in denominations of $100.
Right.
Or they're greater.
We forgot to say, but I will mention right now, we'll have Lene on from GNC. She'll be talking about supplements that we can all use and derive some benefit from.
Yep, and I guess with that in mind, what we're going to do is we'll show you 3 exercises for your biceps first, and then 3 exercises for your triceps.
Right.
And there's no real order that you have to do these in, although we'll talk a little bit about that. And we're going to talk a little bit, as we usually do, about sets and repetitions, different kinds of programs you can set up for yourself.
Right.
And then we want you to keep in mind there are lots of other exercises at home you could be doing for the same body parts, but these will just be 3 that we're going to show you.
Right.
Yeah.
So all in all, it should be a great show.
It will be a great show, if I have anything to deal with it.
If not, well, we'll blame it on Jason.
Geoffrey's got bad breath today.
Do I really?
You really do.
Well, thank you very much for telling me that.
But luckily, you don't have to deal with it.
I thought this stuff I rubbed on my back was...
Geoffrey has a hurt back. We should all have a moment of silence for Geoffrey. Okay. So, but he put liquid ice on his back, and
I thought that would cover up the halitosis. What?
Is it feeling better?
Yeah, you're not going to see me doing any tap dancing, but I feel much better. Maybe it's the ibuprofen I took.
It might be. 6 pills? Okay, well, we'll see you at the bench.
Okay. Now, the first exercise that we recommend you doing for your biceps is a concentration curl. This exercise helps to build the peak on your bicep, whereas, for example, a dumbbell curl will help build width and girth. This will help build a little bump, as Jason has a very good example of that.
I have a little bump.
Just that little one.
I try not to advertise that, though.
Too late now, big guy.
Okay.
So, now how to perform this exercise the proper way. First thing you want to do is you want to support your lower back with your free hand on your knee, okay? Keep your abdominals nice and tight.
Yeah, squeeze your abdominals, really focus on doing that extra.
Always remember to breathe as you do this as well. You never want to hold your breath. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take the your arm that you're going to perform the exercise with first and butt it up against the inside of your leg. You're not going to put it on top of your leg, but you're going to butt it up so you can get a full range of motion.
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 You know, you really get the sense when you know that somebody likes using a particular word. This is the third time that we've filmed this skit because our batteries keep running out on the camera. And each time Geoffrey has used the word butt when he talks about the elbow and the inside of the leg. Now, I'm not making any play on words here. I'm just saying Geoffrey seems to like that word.
Well, okay.
So anyway,
alrighty.
You butt the elbow up against the leg.
You butt the elbow up there. Now, what you want to do is you want to start with the exercise where with your arm straightened out. So from that point, you're going to curl the dumbbell up all the way to your shoulder as far as you can go. Get a nice strong contraction, and then you're going to lower it down nice and slow and under control.
Right.
You don't want to go too fast, and you don't want to use too heavy of a weight.
And generally, you try and breathe in with one of the motions. For instance, when you're letting it down,
you're going to exhale.
And then you exhale as you curl it back up. Now, we want to talk about sets and repetitions.
Right.
And we want to talk about using an appropriate weight. So remember, once again, we're talking, a lot of people I know have old weight sets in their house, or maybe you have a new weight setter. You know, your birthday's coming up and you want to have a little bit of money spent on you for some weights.
Right.
What you do is you get yourself a set of weights where the weight's interchangeable. And what you want to do with this is you start off with a real light weight and get yourself used to it.
You want to do a warm-up set, that's for sure.
If you're not used to lifting, what you do is the first week that you lift, you make sure that you can do about 12 to 15 repetitions. Right? And you want to do with each of these exercises, if it's your first time ever, probably just 2 sets. And a set is, you know, like you pick up the weight, you do 15 repetitions with it, you set it down, and that's 1 set.
Right.
So, for instance, with this concentration curl we're showing you, if you use this as your first exercise, if you're a beginner, you come in, you loosen up, you warm up, then what you do is you set a light weight, you do 15 repetitions, set it down, give yourself about a minute and a half, and then do another set.
Right.
Right.
And then you
say right really well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here to confirm your existence. So that's the first exercise that we would like you to try.
Yeah.
It's a good one, and we highly recommend it for building the peak on your bicep.
Right. But then again, you know, it's the first one we're showing you, but then again, you could use any of these first, really, that we're going to show you today. And actually, that's a good idea. If you've done this for a month or so and you're getting yourself into a routine, switch it up a little bit. Do another weight first or another lift first.
In fact, I recommend switching up your exercises every time you do that same set of exercises.
And now, there's a psychological factor, though, too, which is that sometimes it's nice to get into a little routine. So maybe to start with, you know, whatever you're comfortable with, but definitely what Geoffrey said, after a while you have to switch it up. And after you get into the routine of it, you know, switching every week's a good idea.
Right.
Keeps you on your toes.
And why do you need to change it up there, Jason?
Geoffrey, you're going to give some half-baked cockamamie answer, so why don't you go ahead and do it?
The reason why you should change up your exercises each time you get into the gym. You're not going to use, what's that one we used on our last show? Herky jerky.
Herky jerky. It's going to come back to haunt me.
The herky jerky boy. So the reason why you want to change it up is it helps promote your muscles from getting stagnant. Okay.
Like Geoffrey's mind.
Right, and my arms. So it helps keep the growth going in your muscles, and it helps you from getting bored too. So
it does, and it's a good topic of conversation.
Right.
Yep. On a first date.
Right. First date.
On a first date.
Wow. When was the last time you had a date?
I don't date.
Oh, that's right. He's a taken man.
Yep.
As for myself, I'm out there. Yeah.
Really out there. Okay.
The next exercise.
We don't seem to be able to stop our mouths from just.
I know. What is it? Is that coffee we drank before?
Yeah, it is.
We hopped up on the bean.
Okay, so we'll go to our next exercise.
We could do this from right here.
We could.
Oh, that means we have to switch. We'll come right back.
Is that battery dying?
We'll come right back.
We'll come right. Hello, loyal viewers. Welcome to the Body Shop.
This is
top secret information.
Right, don't let anybody.
What we're about to demonstrate has never before been done anywhere, let alone on television.
Right.
Jeffrey?
Right.
Are you ready to begin the procedure?
Yes. Don't write on me.
Okay. Look, it leaves little pock marks. Pock boy. Geoffrey had a bad case of the chicken pox not too long ago.
It was not fun.
Okay, can you shut up and start lifting or what? Let's go. So this is the dumbbell curl. Now this is one of the exercises you'll see people performing most frequently. Just sort of, our bodies just sort of lend themselves to it naturally. Now if you notice, Geoffrey has immaculate form here. perfection. You see his arms are barely swinging at all at the shoulder, just a little bit, sort of a natural swing. But basically what he's doing is he's isolating the curl from the elbow on down. And all that he does is, if you'll notice, as the weight comes down, do it real slow, Jeff, it ends up facing out towards the front and back of his feet. But as it comes up, he slowly twists it, and when he brings it right to the top, he twists his wrist out just a little bit, and that extra contortion helps to tighten the muscle the last little bit, and it gets you the best lift possible. Then Geoffrey lets it back down slowly, and then repeats the motion with the other arm. Now some people like to do this so that one arm only is in motion at a time. You can do it either way, you know, you can have them both going or just one and then the other.
Or you could do them both at the same time as well.
Yep, although I think it's easier to start swinging your arms that way. So you really want to focus on just grasping the muscle with your bicep almost. You know, don't even think about your hand moving, just your bicep. And you really want to feel it burning in there. Pain, a lot of pain. You want to hurt yourself.
Now normally I curl 65-pound dumbbells, but just for this sake, and with what are these, 15? I could do these all day long.
Oh, Geoffrey. Okay, so this is a good exercise, and actually, if it was my first week of lifting, this is probably the exercise I would do first.
This is one of the best mass building exercises for your biceps, as compared to the concentration curl, which is a shaping exercise.
Yeah, it's real specific to the bicep, to one part of the bicep. Now you'll notice there are lots of other exercises. If you have like a barbell at home that you can put weights onto, you can do basically the same thing except you're just curling it. But you know, any variation thereof will work.
Right.
So, okay. What do you say we segue right here into the last lift?
I don't want to, because I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Are you?
Thank you very much.
Okay, Geoffrey's having fun, so we'll come back to you in a few minutes.
See ya.
And we'll show you the next exercise.
Wouldn't want to be ya. Don't.
There's a local bar in town that has something every summer called Garage Shock. Now we want you to get out your Yiddish dictionary and look up schlock, because Geoffrey is a garage schlock. So you can look that up, and that'll be like our funny little insider joke today. You know, like working out in the garage.
Garage schlock. Are you saying that I have schlocky clothes?
I'm saying absolutely nothing that these people can't figure out on their own.
You want to see schlock? Come and look at our carport. Look at Jason's car, then look at my car. You'll see what schlock is all about.
Look who's making gigantic payments every month to support their car. Meanwhile, I ride around on my bicycle, supporting clean air and a healthy body.
You know, every time Jason rides his bicycle, he gets a pump in his butt. He told me that. Remember that?
I don't know you. What am I doing here?
Okay, the third and final exercise for the biceps is going to be
the hammer curl.
The hammer curl.
And we've showed this to you before, but once again, now show them where this is going to...
This is going to work the outside head of the bicep, right about in here. It's also going to work you down here in the lower part, but mainly this is another isolation exercise. Now it's going to work you right in here.
You know how on more expensive television programs they have things like alternate end over, back, sideways, twist, stop motion photography kinds of stuff?
Yes.
This is our answer to that. We've reduced modern technology to a pen. Everything that you'll ever need is right here. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's the hammer curl.
Hammer curl. Now this is almost similar to the dumbbell curl, which we just did previously, but instead of curling your arm up, your palm up towards you, you're going to keep your palms or your hands consistently to the side, as you can see Jason's hand come up. It's just like hammer.
It's a good exercise. I almost always finish this with this one, and I'm not sure why exactly.
Well, traditionally, you always finish, if you're into lifting weights seriously, you always want to keep your isolation exercises for the last. Okay?
Right. You work the larger muscles first, and then wind your way down to the smallest parts of the muscle.
You want to do the exercises that are going to, for mass building first. And then you're going to kind of whittle it down to the isolation.
And so the funny thing is here we're only talking about the bicep so far, but there are different parts to the bicep essentially. And so the second exercise we showed you works all of them together essentially.
Right. Can you flex for our viewers? I know Jason has a genetically gifted bicep. I'm very serious about this. Just go ahead and flex. It's very impressive.
This is embarrassing me.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But the camera's on. Look at that. That's genetic. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, that's it for the biceps.
He's such a nice boy. It's Mother's Day today.
It is.
Hey, happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Ma.
My mom's better, but hey.
She's what?
You have a nice mom. There's no doubt about it.
Well, thank you.
Your mom is sweet and great. She did a nice job raising you almost. But my mom's better. I've got the best mom.
Well, let me tell you something about Jason's mom, and I've met this woman personally.
She's a great mother. Don't say anything bad about her.
She's a wonderful person.
Right.
I really
So what are you
enjoyed
going to
her.
say about her?
She's from New York.
That's right. Happy birthday to all the mothers everywhere. No, not birthday. Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy birthday, too. We'll kind of take care of it all together. Happy Christmas.
Christmas.
Happy
Hanukkah.
Okay. Happy Ramadan.
Anything else?
No, not really.
Happy, happy. Just be happy.
So that's our biceps.
Now we're going to go on to the triceps next. Now this 2 sets for each of these exercises
Would be for a beginner.
would be for a beginner.
Right.
If you're an intermediate, 3 sets, and if you're an advanced, well, you probably be in the gym.
Yeah,
so.
and you know what you're doing. But
Yeah, but 4 sets would be sufficient.
trust your body, but always be willing to push your body a little bit. If something really starts to hurt, stop.
Right.
Take a break. Assess what's going on. You know, maybe even don't lift until the next day. But
We talked about warming up and stretching
yeah,
out beforehand.
I think we made some real brief comments about it.
Okay.
But yeah, but you know, you want to spend a good 5 to 10 minutes doing some kind of cardiovascular activity to get your heart rate up and get your blood flowing.
Right.
Then you want to spend about an equal period of time stretching, especially the body parts that you're going to use that day to lift.
Right.
Yeah, it's very important.
Right. So next we're going to go on to the triceps and show you 3 exercises for those.
Precisely.
All right, now the first exercise for your triceps, which are the back of the arm here, is going to be an overhead extension. All right?
So you
now,
take the weight like this. What you want to do is you kind of cup your hand,
right.
forming a heart as though it was Mother's Day. And then what you do is you put the dumbbell inside of it like that. So your hand cupped around it like that. Lift it back over your head.
You, all right? It'd be kind of nice if you were sitting in a chair with some back support,
Right.
if you can, but it's not really necessary.
Then
and
kind of squeeze the elbows in towards the head a little bit.
right, but you don't want to smash your ears. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to let the weight pull your arms down, okay?
So you can feel a stretch on the back of the
Good stretch,
tricep.
and then you're going to bring the weight up, straight up, lock your arms out if you can, and bring it down nice and slow. This is going to work all 3 heads of your tricep. This is a good exercise to really work that muscle group. Okay, now if you had some walnuts or something, you can hold them down here and somebody can smash them for you. But we don't have them, so we have the pen.
All we have some pen. So it's a good exercise. What you want to make sure with this is that a lot of tricep exercises will put an inordinate amount of strain on your elbow. And I have kind of never really hurt my elbow doing it, but strained it a little bit. So it's the same thing that we say with everything, but we really can't urge enough or we can't really caution you enough to just protect yourself. You know, so you got to start with a lightweight and work into things. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, you'll get stronger in time, and you'll start to know your own strength a little bit better, know your own limits, and then you try not to really exceed those. You just kind of push yourself up to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you just said it all, didn't you?
All.
Oh, you know something I was
Barney.
thinking about the other day? We've never had any guys on our show.
We haven't had any guys on
It's
our
all
show,
been women.
except for us, and I think we're guys.
That's right. I know I am. And Jason,
Last time I checked, I
has
was.
his doubts.
I have my doubts.
So, gosh, what are we going to do about that?
We like to have guests on the show
Right.
as much as possible, and we take anyone who's an authority on a subject.
In fact, we
seems
have
pertinent.
Matt Moss, who is a chiropractor. He'll be coming on in a couple of shows. He's a guy,
Yeah,
and tall man, by the way,
8 feet tall.
something like that.
Something like
And
that.
he'll be coming on and showing us some stuff about the spine.
That's right. He's actually going to take Geoffrey's spine out, and then Geoffrey will be spineless.
God, you're lame.
Lame. Okay.
Lame-alicious.
So we've got 2 more exercises to
Right.
show him. One more involving weights, and one more just pretty much involving your body.
Right.
Yeah.
Body weight.
Body weight. Okay.
All right, away we go.
What we have here is tricep. Can you say tricep?
Sure.
Some people are so uncooperative. Now, Geoffrey,
Yes.
if you're not going to play, then just
I'm
lift.
playing.
You weren't playing very well.
Well, what do you want me to
if
say?
we were little kids and I had said that and you had said, I'll say it, we wouldn't have been friends any longer.
Well,
been it.
that's
I
how.
would have taken my toy soldiers and gone home.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think Jason had dolls when he was a little kid.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
I think.
Maybe
he
I
did.
still have some. Okay, let's go. Tricep. So this is a kickback. We've showed you this before.
Right.
And it's kind of a barnyard exercise.
It's
a donkey exercise.
A good isolation exercise.
It is. It's a good toning exercise.
Yeah.
It's not going to really build much mass.
Right.
But, okay, what you do is, we did show you this on our last show, I believe, but there's nothing like a little bit of repetition to really drill the point home.
Right. We lost his pointer.
I lost the pointer. Okay, Geoffrey?
Yes.
What you do is you support yourself with one hand on the bench or the chair. You can do this on a chair or even on a bed, whatever you have available at home.
No, bed would be okay, but I wouldn't recommend it.
But if you have a bench, it's best of all.
Yeah.
So you put one knee here, one hand here, and then this hand, the hand that you're going to be doing the extension with, you take the elbow and put it up against your rib cage, and you pretty much hold the elbow there firmly and tightly if possible. Because what you want to do is you swing from the elbow down, back out. I actually shouldn't say you're swinging, I should really say you're pushing. One of the things you might notice is that when you start doing this exercise, it feels like you're doing it wrong, almost invariably. But keep at it and try and focus on feeling the muscle squeezing tight. What you might actually want to do is do almost an isometric. And when you get it to the top, squeeze it for a second so that you can really feel the contraction, and then let it back down. And I would probably suggest that you finish with this most of the time. It's not really going to do much, like we said, for mass. So
it's a good exercise.
Finishing exercise. Yeah.
I enjoy it. I do it.
I enjoy it too. Oftentimes, I just find myself doing it all over the place. I can't stop. Okay, so that's our exercises.
We have one more for triceps.
That's true, we
Get
do.
with the program, buddy.
Hey. God, hey.
Take that.
Okay, so we have one more exercise to show you, and it doesn't involve any weights. You can do it with chairs at home.
So,
I actually do use chairs at home.
Just so follow us. We'll be right back.
Do you see how infantile he is? Child
away from me.
Now, you might find yourself in the company of somebody who, unfortunately, like my good friend Geoffrey, doesn't brush their teeth quite frequently enough.
I do. It's just that I ate a tuna fish sandwich before I came here, so...
Okay, so...
There you go.
Okay, the excuse is accepted today. But what you might want to suggest to them is this, all right? This is a little just sort of, doesn't have much to do with weightlifting.
Interesting tip out.
This is good also before maybe a first date.
Oh,
You're a little bit nervous, a little bit self-conscious.
Right.
You're wondering, my God, my breath might stink. Will she or he kiss me at the end of the night? What you do is you have to be very, very sly about this.
Right, you don't want to do it in her presence.
Well, but sometimes you have to. Because, you might think, God, is she moving so far away from me because my breath stinks? And in Geoffrey's case, the answer would be yes.
No.
Yes. What you do is, as if you were putting your hand up to your mouth, as if you were going to prevaricate or something, just sort of think. Put your hand up here and then you lick your hand like this. In so doing, you have a surface here for the breath molecules
you have
to stick
saliva on your hand.
This is very scientific. And then, after you've licked your hand, but not quite so obviously as I just did, you breathe on it. A deep, throaty breath. Now you've coated your hand with the stench of your own mouth. And then you smell. And in my case, it smells like celery because I eat fresh vegetables. Geoffrey, though, chicken of the sea or something.
Chicken of the sea. I had some tuna fish.
So anyway, my suggestion would have been that you did that today before coming on the show. But I understand today. It's okay.
Now, if you try this, do it when you're by yourself.
Yeah, it's big. Excuse yourself and go to the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah, and wash your hands before you do this stuff.
And after.
And after.
Right.
Yeah.
You never know if she's going to want to shake her hand later on.
As a matter of fact, you might want to bring some handy wipes with you to clear the stink of your breath off your hand after you've done that.
Or bring your toothbrush and toothpaste.
And handy wipes, yeah.
Right. Put the handy wipes in your mouth and suck on them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and I have a joke for the end of the show. It's pretty funny.
Did I say hi to Stephanie?
You did.
Okay.
The person that Geoffrey met at the park.
Right.
Okay, so.
Now this is another exercise for your triceps that you can do at home.
Yeah.
What you're going to need
Why don't you move over a little so they can see?
You're going to need 2 chairs for this, all right?
Yeah, we have benches, chairs, anything will work.
Now you're going to want to put your feet up on one chair.
Like
and
this?
your arms supporting your this part of your body.
The upper part of your body.
Upper part of your body.
Torso.
And you're going to be, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
Actually,
your legs are extending straight out. You try and get far enough away that your heels are resting on the opposite bench.
You're going to be suspending yourself between the 2 chairs.
And then what you do is you very slowly, deliberately, and cautiously lower yourself.
Right, bending your arms back here.
And then you push yourself back up.
Really concentrate on using your triceps to do all the work.
Yep. Now, and you might want to experiment moving your hands out and in, closer to your back and further away.
Now, if you have a shoulder injury and you know about this, this might aggravate it. So be cautious if you have
it.
This is a real good exercise. You're only using your body weight with this exercise, so you don't need any dumbbells.
Although, if you do have a set of weights at home, you can take a plate and put it on your lap.
Not a dinner plate.
You can put a dinner plate.
No.
Yeah, sure,
Your mother's
why not?
good china?
Your mom's good china?
Sure.
Yeah, and put it on your lap and do the exercises that way. It'll add, it'll add a good bit of weight to the exercise.
Right. Now, if did we go over sets and reps as far as what people want to do? Say, for example, you want to combine strength and definition. You would want to probably do around 8 to 10 repetitions.
Yep.
If you want to go for mass, 6 to 8 repetitions.
Yeah, or even fewer once in a while.
Right.
And certainly if you're going for endurance and a little bit of toning, 10 to 12, 12 to 15, or even more than that if you want.
Right.
There's no limit really to the repetitions you can do. It's just,
Right.
So.
Well, that's it for the home workout for your arms.
Very simple. Your biceps and your triceps. 3 different exercises for each.
It's a body part that a lot of people see, and I tell you, a lot of guys out there who work out really look at wanting to get big arms. So, what I'm thinking is that we should have a show on just how to build mass.
Big arms.
Big arms.
Big arms.
Or big chest, or big anything.
Big ears.
We'll show you how to do it the right way, the BodyShop way.
That's not necessarily the right way, but it is the BodyShop way.
Okay, we're going to come back and do some viewer mail and close the show.
Exactly.
See ya.
Thanks for sticking with us.
At least this far. We are out here at GNC speaking with Lene, and today we're going to be talking about L-carnitine, which is an amino acid, and what it does for the body, and how it works in the body, and all the wonderful things that it can do for you.
Right.
So first off, what does L-carnitine do for the body?
It helps burn body fat. That's its primary function. It actually transports the fat to be used as a fuel. So it's very, very important to have enough carnitine in the body to burn stored body fat. It's not something that you can consume. It's produced in the body from 2 other amino acids. So it's hard to get enough unless you're eating a lot of lean red meat or other high quality protein.
How much does a person need to take in order for that fat transporting to take effect?
Well, that depends. It's, depending on your level of activity again. If you are trying to reduce a lot of body fat, you can take up to 1,000 milligrams a day. It's something that you should be taking on an empty stomach so that it can get into the system quickly. However, I've known people to use as little as 500 milligrams a day and seen fairly good results from it. So it's one of the primary important things to be taking, or supplements to be using, if you are trying to lose weight.
Okay. Now, if you've seen our last program with Lene, we talked about chromium picolinate, and you mentioned that the two, L-carnitine and chromium together, go hand in hand.
Yes, they do. They do. They're very, very important in helping reduce body fat. The two together work to utilize, or actually they're supplements that help the body burn stored body fat.
Okay.
If you don't have those in your system, it's very hard for the body to do that.
Right. Are there any side effects to L-carnitine?
No, none that I know of.
Okay.
It also, the other added benefit that it does is it helps the heart muscle. And studies are showing that the heart muscle can move more blood, but pump slower, and not have to work as hard when you have enough carnitine in your system.
So it helps to strengthen the heart as well.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
a good benefit for everybody. Yeah, well, great.
It's an excellent supplement.
Well, great. Well, thank you again.
You're welcome.
And back to our program.
Buenos tardes, señores y señoras.
I didn't know you could speak Spanish.
I speak a little bit of Spanish. I'd like to be able to speak more Spanish, and probably someday I will be able to. Well, someday. Okay, we have viewer mail here. Now, Geoffrey has 2 pieces once again. I always get the short end of the stick. But you know what? I'm going to open mine first, and then Geoffrey can open his.
2? Okay.
Yep. It's just the way it's going to go.
Well, let's see if Jason can read.
Dear Geoffrey and your better half, Jason. What exercises would be good for a shoulder workout? The amount of time I would like to spend is about 15 to 30 minutes. Sincerely, Mike.
I think Mike's from Ferndale.
There's something suspicious about this handwriting. It looks a lot like yours, Geoffrey.
Oh, do you think so? Well, you know.
If there are any handwriting specialists out there, they might want to take a look at this. See? Pay careful attention to this. Okay. So, a shoulder workout, a good shoulder workout, 15 to 30 minutes. I would suggest military press, which is a barbell that goes across your shoulders from behind, and you push up and down like this. And I would suggest front raises with dumbbells like this. You could do those 2 exercises, do about 5 sets with each, and have a pretty good workout in 30 minutes. What do you say?
That'd be very simple.
There are lots of other things you could do, but that's a good one.
About, you know, a minute and a half to 2 minutes in between your sets.
Yep, and about 8 to 10 repetitions.
Right.
Yep. Okay, read yours.
Oh, yes.
You've got
let's
to.
read
Okay. The moment of truth. I'd appreciate it if you didn't clutter up the bench with your trash.
Sorry, Mr. Neatness. You should see his room. Phew, it's atrocious. Dear Geoffrey, I'm a 92-year-old man and I am possessed with visions of health and strength. I've been lifting at home for 20 years and I wanted to tell you I appreciate your program and your insights, even if the guy who works with you is the butts.
Thanks.
Sincerely, Bob.
Bob, I don't appreciate your letter in the
Bob,
slightest.
I like that letter. You know, you're 92 years old and you're working out and you're possessed with visions of health and strength. That's pretty good, but maybe a little extreme. I don't know. We'll have to go to our resident psychologist and have them talk to us about this. So,
would you like to open your last letter?
yes. Thank you, Bob, for your comments, and appreciate those.
I'm sorry that I come off as such a putz.
All right. Dear Geoffrey and Jason, my name is Trevor, and I live in Bellingham. I watch your show every week and get a lot of helpful information. But my question is about biceps. Ooh. Good for this show. My arms are a little small and I want to put on some size. What are the best mass building exercises for the biceps? Well, Trevor, the best mass building exercises for the biceps is the standing barbell curl and the dumbbell curl, which we just showed you previously on this show. So those are the 2 best. Probably the next one after that would be like a preacher curl.
But you don't have to do that at church.
No, you can do that anytime of the week.
You can even be agnostic and do the preacher curl.
Or antagonistic.
Or antagonistic. Or atheistic.
Atheist as well. Yes.
You could even be someone who's a lot funnier than we are and not trying to make so many bad jokes on TV.
Right.
Okay, so our viewer mail. We'd like to tell you that if you're interested in sending in any questions or comments, write to the Body Shop, care of TCI Productions, P.O. Box 460, Bellingham, Washington, 98227, or call 360-647-2085.
Right.
And we'd be happy to respond to anything that you say to us.
If you'd like to be on the show, let us know. I mean, I always ask people if they want to be on the show. But, I tell you, a lot of the people are really shy.
Do you know what Beethoven's favorite food was?
No, what is this? What is it?
Okay. Do you know what Beethoven's favorite food was? It was the banana.
Really?
Do you know why?
Why?
Banana, banana. Huh?
I think that was the joke.
Wholesome family humor.
Yeah, that works great.
Yes. Okay. Well,
that's it for this show.
That's the Body Shop.
Yourself.
Today's a little bit sillier than usual, but
that's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yep. So we hope that once again that you'll stay healthy, that you'll eat well,
and think healthy too.
Yep.
And I'd like to say one more time, it's about that time of year that we should keep the litter in our cars until we get home. Don't litter. All right? Keep the earth clean.
Absolutely. Yep.
Respect another mother.
Mother Nature. Exactly. You see, Mother's Day, Mother Nature.
Right,
it's a good day to mention that.
Right. So,
all right. Well, thanks, Jeff.
Oh, thank you.
It was a pleasure once again.
Yes.
Yep. And we look forward to seeing all of you out there in the gyms working out.
Right. Work hard.
Work hard, and we'll see you next week or the week after. Or
whenever.
Or whenever.
Adios, my friends.
Bye.